Tony D, Little Jones asleep on the couch, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Amsterdam, starring everybody in Hollywood, including Christian Bale. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. Well, the basic premise of this movie is that three friends, three lifelong friends. The movie takes place in the 1930s. They came up during World War One, and they are accused of a murder that they basically witnessed, and then they have to band together to save each other, essentially. And so they're just the three best friends. So it's a nice little team, and it's based on historical stuff. And everybody's in this damn movie. Everybody's in it. David O. Russell directs, um, and it just looks fantastic. I mean, so many people are in this movie. Let me go to the IMDb and read you the cast list, because it's just so. The three main characters: Margot Robbie, Christian Bale. They don't list them in order. I believe it's John David Washington is the third actor who plays the black attorney. It's not Chris Rock. He's not. I don't think he's one of the main characters. Yeah. Oh wait, Anya Taylor-Joy. Oh no, that's one of the other female roles. Okay, so Margot Robbie. There we go. Margot Robbie, Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know her. Christian Bale, Robert De Niro's in it. Timothy Oliphant's in it. Zoe Saldana, Rami Malek from Mr. Robot, Michael Shannon, always in everything, Andrea Riseborough, I don't know her, Mike Myers makes an appearance, Alessandro Nivola, don't know him, Taylor Swift is in this movie, Chris Rock, and I think that's it for the big names. I don't know the rest of them. I think that's it for the big name people. I mean, that's quite a cast. That is quite a cast. And you got David O. Russell directing and writing. So I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty good movie. I love the period. Looks very well done. You can see the cars and the houses. Margot Robbie just looks gorgeous as always. Christian Bale plays, well, he and they were all in the war together. Margot Robbie was a nurse, and I think Christian Bale was a commander. And I can't think of his name already. I already forgot his name. Sorry, he's new to me. He's new to me. What the heck's his name? John David Washington. So John is a soldier under his command, and by this time, the Christian Bale has a fake eye which keeps falling out during the course of the movie. For some reason, they have a soundtrack that's more modern than the 1930s, but whatever. There's Zoe Saldana, there's Robert De Niro, there's Mike Myers, there's Shannon. I mean, there's Anna. I've seen her before. Timothy Oliphant. I mean, he's a great actor too. All these guys are really good. I mean, Taylor Swift, whatever. She'll be in a movie, but wow, what a cast! What a cast! And Chris Rock. And Chris Rock ain't no slouch in this either. He ain't no slouch. Apparently, there's a foiled assassination attempt along with the murder mystery. So, this feels very old school film. Feels a little bit like the Coen brothers or Woody Allen back in his heyday. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big movie. This is going to be a big movie. Now, they're talking Oscars already, which I think is a little soon. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now it's only with Rami Malek and Robert De Niro, so they have smaller parts. But everybody else has got top billing. So a David O. Russell film. That's a pretty robust cast. This is November 2022. So I guess first act. I think it's going to start with the friends in the modern era, not our era, but their modern era, which would be the 1930s. And then in flashback, we'll hear how they met, and then probably at the end of the first act, we're going to see the murder, which they are blamed for. Second act, they're going to band together. You know, they get blamed for it. Here they are recovering after the war. Although you know, I'm seeing a lot of scenes of the war in this, or at least right after their injuries. So maybe you might see a little more of it, of the friends early on. So it might be more of a Wes Anderson sort of narrative, where it's like you do see a whole first act of how they met and how they became friends before the murder. But definitely by the first act, I think you're going to see the murder, and these are some cops going after them. And what are they going to do to stop it is the question. Gosh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? I like that she's got different hair. That's a good thing. Chris Rock, looking good. Chris Rock always looks like Chris Rock, you know. Rami Malek, basically him with a mustache. Basically Freddie Mercury making a cameo. Surprisingly, not Shannon playing that role as the bad guy. And there's going to be some historical stuff in here. Maybe if it's the 1930s, then maybe this is pre-World War II, and I would guess that the bad guy from Germany will be somehow spared, or whatever. Or maybe that would lead into that somehow, and that you know, if only they had solved the murder or something like that. Or maybe it'll be a Quentin Tarantino thing where it's an alternate view of history, perhaps, and that'll be a surprise. I don't know. I don't really like the alternate views of history where that's part of the plot, where it's a surprise. I would prefer it just sort of be up front. Oh, this is going to be an alternate history thing. But it looks like a cool mystery. So then the second act, they're blamed for the murder, and the cops come after them, and they're trying to solve it, and the various factions are trying to cover it up. Robert De Niro is trying to help him. I think he was friends with the guy who died. And then there's a scene where he has to give a speech, and then they try to kill him, and they have to stop him. I think this would probably be at the climax of the movie. So they stop him, or maybe Robert De Niro dies since he's playing a smaller role. But the three friends, their friendship sees it through. Would be sort of the message of the movie. You know? They became friends, and they go through, you know, they went through a terrible thing during the war, and they sort of bonded, and now they're still friends, and they go through another terrible mess, and they're friends to the end. I think that's a positive message. I don't think you're going to lose one of them. Maybe Christian Bale sacrifices himself to save the other two or something, but I doubt it. It doesn't seem to be that kind of a movie. So, yeah. Amsterdam is the name of the film. And the tagline is, a lot of this actually happened. Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't find anything on the internet what this was based on. So maybe Russell just made it all up and then threw in a lot of historical stuff. Maybe it's partially based on some historical stuff. I kind of like that. I mean, I use that in my own work. So I like history. you know, and it's a good time period. He seems to be capturing that part of it without giving us the. It's weird that he's using the song. He's using a song like from, I guess, the '70s. So the soundtrack's odd. It doesn't seem to go with the movie. I would want, I would imagine a brother where art thou kind of song for this movie, you know, or maybe something a little slightly more modern than that. Some other guys starring. Just so many people in this movie. Margot Robbie. So yeah, I would see this movie totally, totally. But I gotta wait till November. But Oscar wise, maybe. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. I would totally see this movie. It seems like it's got an all-star cast. It's got a very deliberate sort of pacing, and you've got a great. I mean, look, Christian Bale's a really good actor. He really is. Margot Robbie's no slouch. I'm not familiar with his work, but they seem to make a fun team. And everybody else, I mean, come on, Robert De Niro, Michael Myers, all these people. You know, even if Taylor Swift blows her line, I mean, you know, how much of the movie could she possibly be in? You know, and Rami Malek's in it too. I mean, this is a big cast. So look for Amsterdam in November of 2022. I will. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take. We'll see you tomorrow.